Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Levels are hitting there? All right, levels are hitting the stream.
I'm ready when Leo's ready. Leo. All right. First off, man, what a night. What a night. So proud of our football team. Their response, everything that we do and train for and how we go to work, it's for that moment, for that game, for that stage. They showed up, showed incredible heart. They fought back. Great second half. A lot of credit to Duke. I mean, they battled throughout. It's a really good football team, and it's one that it was what I expected it to be. But I was just really proud of our entire team and just the mindset they brought. The way they encouraged each other throughout. It was special. We had big momentum swings. Great plays. Some disappointing plays that we have to be better at. But as a whole, I mean, it was like I said. That's why we train the way we train. I want to definitely shout out just our fan base. I mean, there's no words that can really do justice for how much I just appreciate them and the impact that they've made. I mean, last 3 games, you play 3 straight home games, and every one of them's a sellout. Every one of them's an incredible atmosphere. Tonight was special, though. There's nothing like Doak Campbell at night. And to see the energy, to see our guys and how they battled throughout, really fed off that. It was remarkable. Obviously, today being a game to celebrate our Seminole heritage. It was a wonderful experience. Getting a chance to see the council members from the Seminole Tribe of Florida being here, being represented, being celebrated. It's a special relationship that we have, and I'm glad they got to see a game where our team got to put on display an unconquered spirit. And that's how they played, and they had a lot of confidence in what would happen and what would occur. But it wasn't perfect, and it really doesn't need to be. I mean, these guys they really fuel off those moments where they've got to rise up and put on display their identity. But proud of them, proud of just every person a part of this program and the continued work and taking a positive step forward because that was a big one for us tonight.
The fourth down stop when they're up 20-17, you get the stop at the 5-yard line, and then you go 95 yards against, obviously one of the better defenses in the country. I guess just looking back, how important is that moment in this game, and maybe even moving forward, what that said about the offense?
It's huge, and we've talked about it throughout these last few weeks, and our defense, even on that drive, they got their back against the wall. And they've responded in the red zone, all throughout the course of the year, to be able to get that stop, and then seeing the offense, really, I think it was a 15-play drive that we took the ball down the field, and just the confidence that our guys had, some big plays. Keon's catch was remarkable. I mean, the big runs. Jordan was a threat, with both his arm and his legs. And be able to finish that one off, in the end zone was just, so impactful. And like I said, not just for maybe this game, but even moving forward, just you grow in confidence through the work. And our guys work at a very high level, and when you have these type of experiences, it just continues to fuel that. But it took all three phases tonight, and all three made big impacts, and I'm proud of our players.
The performance Jordan had in the second half, specifically both passing, running the ball. Can you just talk about his efficiency and what he did in the second half that was so effective?
No, I mean, he was unbelievable. I told him at the end of it, man, that that's a champion's heart. And that's how he works. It's how he prepares. I've no doubt about the way that he's going to show up, because we see it throughout every day in practice, just the mentality which he brings. But he had fun out there tonight, and it was really enjoyable seeing him lead this football team. When it got tight, when it got tough, he played his best, and to see him really take over in that game, I mean, was special. And I love seeing him celebrate with his teammates, and just the encourager that he is. And that was a really cool moment there in the second half.
It seems like he hasn't needed to run much this season. You guys haven't used his running ability much, but on that drive when you guys had to have it, did that feel like we've got to go to it now?
Well, I mean, I said we're gonna try to create things, throughout the course of the game. And that's a really good defense, and they do a great job of fitting, all runs. They're very, very rarely do you get them off balance, but we did feel like, when we needed it, there would be great opportunities to possibly have Jordan, you help us in the run game, and it showed up. And you got to give credit, to Duke. I mean, they played really hard. I mean, that's, like I said, that defense, did not disappoint from what I expected them to be. But our guys showed up and made big critical plays, throughout the second half, and it's what we needed to win.
Deuce Span turns in a huge kick return for you guys, response in the moment, and also just breaking one in the kick return game.
No, I mean, I was so happy for Deuce. I was talking to him, throughout the course of the week. I mean, I felt if we got a chance that, Coach JP did a great job, with the scheme and putting together a return that we thought could give us a chance to have a game change in play. We knew Deuce, he was ready. He's been working. He's been preparing. I was talking to him, throughout the week, and even in the pregame, just be ready for this. And it's when I saw him when he hit the seam and was able to great job by all the guys blocking. I mean, they battled through that, but when he hit the seam, I knew there was nobody that was going to catch him, and that was the momentum that we needed. It was a huge boost to our team. Deuce actually got to break the rock because it was such a big play in the game. That I think really sparked us.
Third straight second half shutout for your defense. I know the goal line stand felt big for that for sure, but just what does it think about this unit that they really seem to grow into games very well, and just what changed do you think for them in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, with every rep they get better, and I think Adam's done a remarkable job. I mean, he really has, and just playing to the strengths of our guys. I thought they were dominant throughout the game. I mean, Duke was able to run the ball and got to the edge a few times. We lost contain, didn't have the edge. I thought Adam did a great job, and our players do a great job. When you make slight adjustments, you re-emphasize and focus on the things that they need to be doing and looking at, and then to see that response. Basically, there's 10 points. We had the missed fourth down where we were able to get an immediate stop and held them to a field goal, and then obviously the pick six there they're early, but other than that, I mean, they held them to 10 points essentially defensively, and I mean you talk about the goal line stop or the inside the 5 stop there at the end on the fourth down. I mean it just shows the confidence which our guys play with, and 11 guys going out there and executing at a very high level.
Mike, you guys have scored 80 points in the fourth quarter this season, which obviously is a lot. What is it about this team that allows it to turn it on in the fourth quarter?
It's building and getting better. Like, we want to start fast, and that's something that's important to us. And we spend a lot of time just on how we come out the gate, but ultimately we want to finish. Like, we want to finish strong. We want to make sure that we put everything into the game. The adjustments, put your preparation on display. Put your physicality, your toughness. All the hard work they do in the off season. Coach Storms and his staff do a remarkable job, and you see that in the fourth quarter. And our guys have confidence in it. And it was the last thing before we left the hotel today. I mean, we talked about our identity, and this is going to be a program that's going to finish. And whether it's in the classroom, whether it's in practice field, whether it's in a weight room, on the game field, on prime time, whatever it needs to be, that's what we want to. That's what we want to be known for. It's one of the greatest qualities you can ever have, as you go through life. And these guys, they embrace that, and they're willing to go through the tough moments so that they can have confidence whenever it's maybe stacked against you, or when you need to dig deep and to go put your stamp on a game or whatever you're going through in life. And that's what I'm just so proud of this football team.
Coach, with the slow start, was it more of your guys just being antsy, or was it something that Duke was doing schematically that was giving you guys trouble?
Well, I mean, I think it's probably you got to give credit to them. I mean, it's a good team. I mean, they come in. I think they were leading the ACC in rushing. That's a tough offensive line. They do a good job in the schematic part of it. I think Coach Johns put together a really good plan. And I thought there were some times that we missed things. I just we had a couple of really poor eyes, poor fits that allowed them to get out on the edge. Offensively, we had 2 4th downs that we didn't convert on, and then obviously the turnover. I mean, that's not a very. It wasn't. I didn't feel that it was our guys not. It's the want to was there, but it's just slight execution and being able to finish. Within drives, and but they kept playing, and obviously we got the spark on the special teams. I was able to still get in the end zone there, offensively, and then once we got to second half, you saw those guys get rolling.
The tight end room has been very versatile this year. Talk about Jaheim's performance tonight. He had 10 targets, 8 receptions. How much of a role did he play tonight when it came into, the passing game?
I mean, it was sometimes you got to take what teams give you, and as you saw, like they were trying to fast buzz everything underneath, Keon and Johnny. It was a little bit of a challenge to get those guys into one-on-ones, but it opened up the middle, and you presented the tight ends with opportunities. That Kyle Morlock did some good things. Obviously Jaheim had a really good game. I mean, I was proud of him and some clutch plays and clutch moments. He's continued to work at a high level, and you see it and feel that within our group of guys playing. There's a lot of unselfishness that's taken on. I mean, I want every receiver and tight end and running back to want the ball every play. Like, that's what we desire. But some weeks there's more, some weeks there's less, and when you play good teams, they're going to try to work and adapt and adjust to maybe slow down certain guys, but it also provides other guys opportunities. And I thought our tight end room did a really nice job at running backs, catching the ball out of the backfield, and then still finding a way for with Johnny and some of the receivers. Obviously, Keon, that catch, it was unbelievable. I mean, that was another one of those just wow moments, in the game. But I'm proud of our guys, and Hakeem had a big 3rd down conversion. I mean, it's fun to see guys going out there and playing at a high level and playing with that confidence.
I've got time for 2 more. Next will be Aslan, third row on your right. Coach, I know you guys are chasing perfection and putting everything together for a full 60 minutes, but that's a 16th ranked team in the nation. You're going to play teams like that as you continue this journey. Just how confident, how comfortable are you that your team is going to be able to kind of find ways to grind out and win games?
Oh, I believe in our team. Like, I have the ultimate belief in our team. But just like I told them, belief is one thing. Going and earning it is another. And we got to work. And tomorrow, I promise you, we'll come back here. We'll clean up mistakes, and we're going to go get in a squat rack tomorrow and get out on the practice field, and we're going to get better. And that's what this team has to do. If not, then we set ourselves up to be disappointed. And I have the ultimate belief in what these guys can do, what they can accomplish. We've seen it throughout the season already. We played 7 games, multiple games where we've been down. We've had to respond and rise up at home, on the road. We've been up and had to finish games. And that's, I like the makeup of this team. And but ultimately, all the things that we want and all the things that we desire. It doesn't really matter if we're not willing to continue to put the investment and stay focused on the journey of what we set out. And that's just to get better with each opportunity.
Coach, it seems like in the biggest moments, Jordan Travis, lights can never be too bright, moments can never be too big. How pivotal is it to a locker room and a culture to have the leadership intangibles in your quarterback?
No, I mean, it's huge, and like I said, he's a winner. He's got a champion's heart. The performances, and it's not just this year. It's years past. I mean, when he's in the game, you always got a shot, and that's really Jordan is a great example of that. But I think it also carries over to our team. I mean, there was a time last year where Jordan wasn't available, and we had to come back and find a way to win. And from Tate, try to really carried over some of that. And that's where when you have that, within the locker room and guys see it on a daily basis, it does rub off. And Jordan is just such a special, player. But I the young man of who he is and how he approaches things, like that's what makes him just elite. And there's nobody else I'd rather have. I mean, he's remarkable. And to have a second half like he did, to be able to take over the game, like he did when the moment called. I mean, it was a great night for him, and he showed why he is who he is. All right, thank you guys.
Can you talk about the kick return? Coach said that you guys kind of had set it up during the week and the opportunity was there, but the blocking in front of you and then just taking off and housing it.
Yeah, we had worked that all practice and stuff, so like we just trained it in practice and stuff, and then when it came to the game, Coach Norvell, he said before the game, he said I was gonna take one back, and it just happened.
Question for Pat. Can you talk about the response of the defense in the second half, what you guys did particularly well to shut Duke out?
It really just be us like shooting ourselves in the foot sometimes. We just everybody gotta believe the next man is doing their assignment, and then once everybody doing their assignment, I feel like no team could really run the ball, throw the ball on our defense. We just all have to be on the same page, and that's what I feel like.
Patrick, when you guys, when the pass rush gets going, like you guys started getting going in the second half, like, I mean, how much fun is that? Can you feel like you guys taking over the game?
Yeah, it felt great, especially this game, because like the last few games, there really ain't been no pass rush. It's just been a lot of teams really just scared to drop back and rush, like let us rush. But today, even though we had like 0 sacks, it's still the rush was there every time. A different person was one step away from being close home, and that helps out the DBs too.
Deuce, none of us will ever get to feel a moment like this. When you see the hole open up and you know your speed and you know there's nobody over there that can, what is that feeling like? Do you hear the crowd? What does that just feel like when you're, say, at midfield and you know nobody's catching you?
It felt good. Like when I seen green grass, I didn't know I was gonna score, so like it felt real good.
Deuce, Jordan hasn't had to run the ball much this year and hasn't run the ball much this year. What does it do for the offense when he does what he did in the fourth quarter, running the ball?
When Jordan be running the ball and stuff, like he made plays, so it opened the offense up for like other things to open up. So like that's real good for him. So like it opened up.
Pat, can you talk about Riley Leonard in this game? Were you guys prepared for him to play? I know it's kind of a question mark coming in. And then when Beelan came in, what type of adjustment did that take from the defense?
It really was. We prepared the whole week like 13 was going to play. Even we didn't really care about it, but we prepared about it, and we just knew whoever was out there at quarterback, we was going to get them our full Seminole defense. We wasn't going to underestimate nobody, and then when number 3 got in, it was just the same mindset with him. Get to him, get him out the game next.
Deuce, I feel like obviously guys like Jordan, like Trey, like Keon, like Johnny get a lot of attention for the first 2 touchdowns to come from Keziah and you tonight. Just what's that say about how many weapons y'all have and just how scary, the offense and the special teams can be with your playmakers?
It shows that that our football team has a lot of playmakers that can make plays like all around, like at the position, like receiver, running back, kick return, we can all make plays. So it just showed that we have a lot of more playmakers.
Patrick, can you talk about the fourth down stop you guys got inside the 5-yard line and how big that was?
It was good because, like, all season we done gotten down there to the goal line a couple of times when it came to fourth down, and I feel like, and I don't think we gave up a touchdown not one time. It's just knowing, like, our backs against the wall, they don't score. And that's when I always say we play the best, when we know our backs against the wall. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
You've been here a long time. Well, you and Jordan both. What was that atmosphere like? Have you experienced anything quite like what it was tonight in Doak? And just walking off the field winners, that just seemed like an old school Florida State win.
Yeah, I could say we experienced it last year when we played Florida. It was about the same crowd. It was a great time. We played good, and it was just a great team win.
Questions for Jordan. Coach Norvell said you were having fun out there. I guess how did it feel out there today? Were you indeed having fun?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun today. Winning is fun at the end of the day. So when you win, I mean, you have fun. So I'm very thankful for my teammates. Coach Norvell and I had a meeting last Sunday, last Sunday, about having fun again. He feels like sometimes I may be pressing, feel like I have pressure and I'm trying to do too much. I mean, so I'm just trying to be back to myself, enjoy the game of football, enjoy it with my teammates. But yeah, man, winning is fun. So I would sacrifice the pressure and everything to win every single time.
Jordan, you guys were 0-2 on fourth down situations tonight. Do you think that this needs to be a focus in practice this week as you guys gear up for Wake Forest, or was it just, Duke's defense tonight that really caused that situation?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's two really good football teams going at it. Duke's a really good football team. That defense is really good. Sometimes that defense is going to make plays, too, at the end of the day. But we got to keep chipping away. We'd love to convert those downs, but at the end of the day, there's two football teams going at it, and one side wins on each play. So they came up big on those plays, but at the end of the game, we came up when it mattered.
Jordan, in that fourth quarter, the offense scored 18 points, nearly double the total for the game. What adjustments did y'all make to be able to turn it on like that at the end of the game?
We really didn't make that many adjustments at all. We knew it was going to hit. We had to keep chipping away. I mean, like I said, Duke is a very good football team. I think they were 1 for 26 on plays over 20-plus yards this year, or some crazy stat like that. Yeah, man, we're going to keep chipping away. We knew it was going to pop at some point. We got the run game at the end of the game, and Keon made a big play, and Deuce made the biggest play of today's game. Deuce is the type of person that comes to work every single day. He always doesn't get the ball in offense, but he came up when it mattered, so we're thankful for him.
Questions for both Shaheem and Fabo. The goal line stop you guys had, I guess what goes into that toughness, both mentally and physically in that moment, and why does the defense continually play well with its back against the wall?
Well, on the defense, on the team, really, we got a saying, January to January, that work we put in the off season, fall camp, spring, summer, that prepare you for those moments like that, Today's motto was they don't score, and unfortunately we ain't do a good job of that. But you know, anytime we can stop as a defense or offense from scoring, that's our job, and it's whatever it take down there. So that's what you seen.
For all three of you guys, as leaders on the team, when you go down early on in games, is there any rah-rah speech on the sideline or any heads dropping, or is it just, you know, you guys business as normal?
You come to Florida State to make plays. You know, this D1 football, you know, it's division athletes on the other side, just like it's on your team. So, you know, it's as a team, as a defense, as leaders, as an offense for J Trav, you know, you just let your guys know that you got them. And, you know, it shouldn't be like no rah-rah because, you know, at sometimes rah-rah ain't good, you know, for the environment of the scenery at the moment. But, you know, you just got to pull, like, individual guys aside, and, you know, they going to relay the message, you know. And as a team, you know, we got each other back. So we're going to say something when it's need to be fixed, and when it's going good, we're going to say it's going good.
Shaheem and then Fabian and then Jordan, please. And I know it might be repetitive, but Sarah, give me some effort here on this one. But Shaheem, just the way you guys played that second half against LSU, it felt like this team was going to be maybe unstoppable, almost flawless. It hasn't been perfect, but you guys keep winning football games.
Maybe.
How confident are you that you guys can just find ways to win football games, maybe if it isn't perfect every night?
It's just the want to, you know. You got to make up in your mind that my man ain't going to beat me, you know, or your 11 better than our 11. And, you know, our motto on defense is trust your brothers, you know. Like Pat said, trust that your teammate going to do his job so you can do yours, and everything going to work out fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, that's my fault. Sorry.
Go ahead, baby.
What was the question again?
Fabian, you guys have been really good late in games. How much of that do you think it is the rotations you guys do, and so you guys are fresher in the second half?
It has a lot to do with the rotation because, at the end of the day, if I'm going out there fresh, I'm going to go make plays like I did today. If Fisk got there fresh, he's going to go make plays. If Josh out there fresh, he's going to make plays. At the end of the day, it's all about putting each other in the best position to be dominant. Regardless, we don't want to put nobody out there if you're tired. Just because you're tired, you need to come off the field.
For Jordan, 10 carries, 62 rushing yards. Was that something that Duke was giving you guys, the ability for you to run, or is that something that you guys felt like you just kind of had to have in the second half, especially?
We kind of knew that this week. We talked about that. A couple of those plays were going to hit, and they did. But it starts up front with the offensive line. I appreciate them more than anything in the world, man. They fight through a lot of adversity, injuries, and they just keep going. Maurice on that last drive, he was hurting pretty bad on his knee. I just said to him, like, come on, man, this is the last drive right here. He got up without saying anything, just grinded on that last play, and we scored a touchdown. So, I mean, kudos to them. Kudos to guys in the perimeter blocking. Makes my job easy. I mean, I wasn't getting hit behind the line of scrimmage. It was always downfield. So, yeah, that's all my teammates.
For Jordan, you mentioned today was about, you know, having fun playing the game and, you know, letting off a little bit of the stress as well. There were a lot of handful of, you know, big catches tonight, you know, from Jaheim, you know, Marquise, didn't, you know, go down the list. It seems like Keon has one every week. You know, I guess how much more does the game become, I guess, funner when you're seeing those guys make those type of plays and those grabs?
Yeah, I love seeing my teammates be successful at the end of the day. That's the biggest thing for me. It puts a smile on my face and makes me enjoy the game even more, just seeing my guys happy. But yeah, those guys stepped up big, but it comes from practice. Everyone goes really hard in practice. Keon goes hard in practice. Johnny goes hard in practice. Yeah, man, this guy's making plays. Big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. So that's what we got on this side of the ball.
All right, we're going to do a couple more, starting with Corey.
Jordan, you just mentioned him. I know he wasn't out there at the end to celebrate, but the game that Johnny had and just what he means to this offense, the toughness he continues to show to be here and keep making those catches that he makes.
Yeah, Johnny's my guy. Praying for him because he fights through a lot of adversity too. My favorite thing with Johnny is no matter what, if he doesn't get the ball, you never hear him complain. You never see him throw his hands up in the air. And that's one of your favorite things as a quarterback. I mean, you don't want to see your guys showing you up, and Johnny never does that. And I respect that more than anything in the world. And Johnny fights through so many injuries. He's always in practice, no matter how he's feeling. With a positive mindset. That's my guy, and that's all I got to say.
Jordan, you're now the career leader in total yards here at Florida State. You passed Chris Wenke. I was wondering if you knew that was in sight for this game, but also kind of how you feel about having your name up there at number 1 now.
Yeah, it's a blessing from the man upstairs. I did not know that. I'm very thankful. But once again, I can't do anything without my teammates. So that award is for all of us. I mean, offensive line blocking really hard. The receivers making big-time plays, and, I mean, running back making big-time plays too. So I'm thankful for my teammates. My coaches putting me in the right position all the time. Defense giving us the ball back with good field position. So I'm just thankful for my teammates.
Going to the last one for here.
Shaheem and Fabian, y'all have seen Jordan play a lot of football. You've seen him make a lot of plays. Does he still surprise you sometimes with his playmaking ability, be it the feet or the arm?
Yeah, it's always a surprise, even at practice. Even chasing around after practice, it's always a surprise. He do different stuff every day, so but we're used to it now. So at the end of the day, he's a ball player.
And it's like, you know, he in a green jersey in practice, so, you know, we really can't touch him. So, you know, it's always an argument and conversation, is he down or not? But, you know, you see him perform on Saturdays, and, you know, it's like, as a defense, we like, nah, you know he wouldn't have been down right there because you know how he get. So, you know, watching him in practice, watching him in the game, you know, it's just amazing. You know, you want to have a guy like that back all the time. So,
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
Braden, can you talk about the second half versus the first half, what you guys were able to do against Duke's offense, especially the running game?
Yeah, no, I think, you know, when we went to the locker room, we just made a commitment, said no more, we're not going to let any more points on the board. And, I mean, that's a kudos to the effort from all the guys on the team. I mean, we knew we had to step up. The first half isn't who we were, and, you know, we just, like I said, we made a commitment to be better, and it showed. We got more hats to the ball, and you know, we just played a better second half.
Jaheim, you haven't, well, neither of you guys have been here that long. This is your first season here, but what have you seen from this team, and what do you feel like this team has in a game like this where you're trailing pretty much into the fourth quarter, the whole game, to be as resilient as you guys are?
I feel like everybody on this team got some type of fight in them. Everybody on this team has made a commitment. Since I've been here, I just seen how hard we work. When I came in, like, I knew this was the right fit for me when I came in, just watching how these guys work. And that's the type of guy I am, and I filled in well with this group.
Braden, you'd played 3 home games already with Southern Miss, Virginia Tech, and Syracuse, but I have to imagine it wasn't quite like tonight. And as a kid that's in his first year of this kind of football, what was that crowd like for you tonight? What was that experience like?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the atmosphere showed itself. I mean, it's unbelievable for me. I mean, I probably feel like I say it every time I talk to you guys. You know, it's like it gets better and better that I just get to experience this, and I couldn't agree more with what he said. I feel like he's a perfect fit. You know, I think we brought the right guys in. You know, we do the right things, and you know, it's starting to pay off on the field, and it's great for the community, great for college football, and you know, I couldn't be more thankful to be a part of it for my last year. And I mean, it's just an awesome experience overall. It's really, really thankful.
Questions for Braden. Can you walk us through the goal line stand and what that moment says about this defense in particular?
The one there was at the end of the third quarter there, or yeah. Well, I mean, it was kind of my fault that they got that deep down in there with the face mask, but you know, luckily we just, like I said, I think it was kind of the same mentality we went into the second half with, like, no more points. You cannot let it happen. Like, we cannot let a score happen there. And I mean, every guy on the defense was saying that. I mean, it was like no more points here. And when you have 11 guys that are on the same page and have the same mindset, really good things happen. And yeah, no, I couldn't be more proud of the guys out there that we made that stop. It was huge for us.
Gonna go over here to Ira.
Braden, also, there was a lot of talk coming into this game about their offensive line and how experienced they are, and it looked like it was a good test for you guys. But did you guys feel like you wore them down a little bit with your depth as the game went on?
Yeah, I mean, kudos to them, though. I mean, that was a veteran group. They played physical. That was probably one of the more physical O-lines that we've played all year. I mean, they were coming after us early on, and we had to fight back. And I think having depth and being able to rotate guys and getting fresh bodies in there helps a lot. But I think it was more so the mentality that we came with. I mean, the second half, I've said it again. We just said we're committed to stopping this. Like, this is not who we are. But yeah, no, to your point, yes, I think getting fresh bodies in there made a huge difference, and I think we were able to wear them down at some point. Yeah.
Jaheim, I feel like obviously a lot of guys to pay attention to on this offense between Jordan, Trey, Johnny, Keon. For the first 2 touchdowns tonight, be Keziah and then Deuce on the kick return. What's that say about how many weapons and how fun it is to be a part of an offense or a team that's so many weapons?
We got a very elite offense. When a defensive coordinator come in and they got to, scout us, they really don't know who to look at, because you never know in this offense who can go. I always say anybody in this offense can go at any moment. And like I said when I first got here, you can't double everybody. So I just feel like our offense is very elite.
For Jaheim, you had the most catches tonight. You have 53 yards, 10 targets. I guess how did the game really open up for you tonight when it came at receiver?
Just through the week, I prepared like a pro. I was meeting with my coach every day, just on the things that I had to lock in on, and it showed today. And I feel like I played a great game, and I just want to, thank my coach, for helping me get prepared for it.
Jaheim, where were you? I assume you're standing on the sideline ready to go on the field when Deuce gets the kickoff. When do you know, oh, yeah, he's gone? Like, when are you saying to yourself, because, I mean, he's one of the fastest dudes in the country. So what's that like to watch, and what was your reaction when you saw it?
What's crazy is, I know none of y'all don't know this, but that's my cousin. But I was very proud when he did that. I knew he was gone after he broke that, like little shoelace ankle tackle. I knew he was going in. But he did kind of scare me when he first caught it and he stumbled. I thought it was kind of, it's going to get bad, but he, he stayed 10 toes down and he got up out of there, and I couldn't be more proud.
Braden, you're on kick return, right?
For that play, I was.
Yeah. I don't know if that's new or not, but just, you talk about the right players being here and this coaching staff talking about the right things. Like, they are so sold out to having a good, solid special teams unit. What does it mean to you guys to be able to perform on that? How important is it to capitalize in those moments?
No, I mean, that's probably one of the cooler things here is, the emphasis on special teams. I mean, that's not, the stats show what they are. I believe we're like #1 in the country in special teams, and that's a huge part of what the preparation that goes into it. I mean, having your head coach basically running the special teams meeting and JP, I mean, they do a really good job. And no, I think it's awesome. It's huge for the game. I mean, that was a huge spark for us for that game. We needed that. And I mean, to what that did, taking us into the second half was huge. And what that does going forward, and the weapons that we have, to put back there. I mean, the opportunities are going to be there to make plays like that. So we just got to keep capitalizing on them.
Gonna go to Ira.
Braden, on that halftime conversation among the defense, was that more led by the coaches, the players, anybody in particular?
Yeah, I mean, it was the coaches, but Fabian was really the one that stood up in the locker room, and I mean, he made his statement of, this isn't who we are, and let's turn this around. I mean, everybody was on board, but it was mainly, he stood up and he took charge, and kudos to him. He's a great leader for us, and he stepped up in the moment, and I think we really all fell in line from that, and yeah, I mean, the second half spoke for itself.
Couple more going to Kurt.
Jaheim, I feel like that's one of the first times we really got to see Jordan take over a game with his legs there in that fourth quarter. I guess on top of everything else he does, for him to do that, I guess just what's it like to get to be a part of that, watch that? And just what's he been like, I guess, embracing all the new guys, kind of assembling this offense together as the quarterback, just the leader of this offense?
Jordan is a pro. He's a prime example of what a pro is. Ever since I came here, I just see how hard he worked. To be a quarterback, he really, he uses his leg like if he was a running back or so. So on that touchdown that he had down in the end zone, down on the goal line when I got the block for him. I told him right before the play, I got you. Like, I got you, bro. So when we snapped the ball, ran that play, I picked up that block in the end zone for him. I was just so, you know what I'm saying, so happy. Like, I felt like I scored. Like, you feel me? Like, that's how I feel about all these guys on offense when they have success. Like, I feel like I did it. You feel me? So I really, you know what I'm saying, love this offense for sure.
Anything else? All right.
Appreciate it.